Hi everyone, and well, welcome to the Story Tinker. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, the Story Tinker analyzes Webtoons, in particular Midnight Poppyland, Let's Play, and Purple Hyacinth, and we do episode by episode analyses. So, recently, Webtoons partnered with DC Comics to publish a series about Batman. Now, given that I have literally had almost zero interaction with Batman, I thought it would be fun to do a live read-through with these two gentlemen here. This is
Yoel and I.
He's my husband. You've seen him on the podcast before. And this here is
David Yishai.
Yeah, and he's a buddy of ours. And these two, well, definitely have a lot more experience with Batman than me because, again, as I reiterated, mine is literally zero. So, just to go into a little bit more, I would say my only experience with superheroes is when Yoel was watching, what was that movie?
Thor.
Yeah. We were watching the Endgame, Avengers.
Thor.
No, that we watched together before that, years ago.
Oh, I don't know.
It was something with Thor.
You fell in love with Chris Hemsworth.
I was watching him watch it. He had headphones on, and I was just watching it. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to listen to it?" And I was like, "No, I'm just here to watch Chris Hemsworth." So, and I know Chris Hemsworth is not even in the DC universe; it's in the Marvel universe, right?
That's correct.
So that's how much I know about it. So anyway, we'll do a live read through. Dave already read it, but let's hear what you guys know about Batman, DC Comics, etc. What's your cred?
I'm a guy who watches Batman movies and shows, and I read some of the comics, but not much.
Okay, like when did you read the comics?
When I was younger, but I read them in Dutch because I'm from the Netherlands. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I could say I'm a Batman fan. I'm not. At least, in all honesty, I have not been keeping up with the comics for a while. Particularly because I don't like buying issues. I'll wait till a story is done, and then I'll read the whole story. I'm not going to sit there and read issue by issue. So because of that, I'm very lazy and I don't keep up with it. It's like waiting for an entire season of a show to be over, that kind of thing. So
How often are they published? And like,
they're
since
so
when?
well. We'll probably, when we get into this, we'll talk about, there are many different universes of Batman. If you're really familiar with the whole concept of multiple universes, different Earths, different things like that, they take full advantage of that in Batman, and they have many different things happening at the same time. So
Are they all consistent? Like, are they all coherent?
Yeah, well, there are people at DC whose job it is to make sure that everything, ties together. But this particular Webtoon thing, I believe, takes place in Prime Earth. But we'll get to that. We'll explain what Prime Earth is.
I don't even know what Prime Earth is. I was thinking Prime Day. I'm like,
I know a little bit of
Amazon
this.
Prime.
I know a little bit of this, but I'm not at all.
I'm not even. I know very little about it.
No, some fans are going to be very angry.
Yeah, I just full disclosure. I'm not like crazy into it. I don't know everything there is to know about Batman. I'm sure there are people out there who do, but I'm definitely not what you would say like a person who's like reads every single story and super knowledgeable. But I have a general understanding of this stuff, and I'm mentioning Prime Earth because it's very relevant to a lot of the characters that are mentioned in these webtoons. So
okay. So yeah, I guess let's start reading. But let me recap what I know about Batman. Batman is a human. He doesn't have superpowers. He has a suit, and he's very rich. I actually did read 2 Batman comics because of my research for Purple Hyacinth. If you'll remember in episode 38, just did a video about that, published that podcast. They have, Lauren pulls out The Killing Joke and The Man Who Laughs. So I read those 2.
very good. Killing Joke is very good.
Yeah, so they were very deep and hard-hitting and, freaky.
Yes.
The Killing Joke was very freaky. So...
And that's why I am the target audience of Batman.
So anyway, I happen to have liked that one because it was a little more profound than I suspect the other comics are. But so I know that Batman had his parents killed in front of him. I know he is a vigilante trying to seek justice, and he works with Bruce.
He is Bruce.
He is.
Oh,
Bruce.
sorry. he works with Gordon. Sorry.
Yes.
Chief
Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
Alfred is the butler.
Or Captain Gordon, depends on the comic.
Okay. So that's my knowledge. Wait. The Joker is his nemesis. And then Robin is his sidekick.
Robin is his Scrappy Doo.
So that's how much I know. So, with that said, shall we get started?
Right.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Batman Wayne Family Adventures. Episode 1, Moving In. So, Yoel, let's see if we can read at the same pace, because I know our reading pace is not necessarily the same.
I am a foreigner.
Okay.
This
Fine.
is my third language.
How's it your third language?
I just made it up. Sounds good. Okay. Second language. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody's moving in. Duke Thomas, aka The Signal, Gotham's new vigilante. Ooh, Gotham. I do know Gotham. I actually think I knew Gotham first because of their ride at Six Flags. So.
Right.
Okay, and then there's Bruce Wayne, the freaking Batman, Duke's mentor. Wait, is this a real character or is he a new character? Duke.
No, he's a real character.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, character 1 that we're learning. Welcome to your new home, Duke. I hope you'll be happy here. Alfred Pennyworth, the butler. Okay, he's the best of them. Master Bruce and I will oversee the movers. Why don't you let Master Damien give you a tour? He's very excited. So Damien Wayne, aka Robin.
Alfred is British.
Okay, so is this Batman's kid?
Yes.
Ooh,
He is Batman's biological son.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he had a
yes.
son.
With who?
Yeah, who's his
Whom?
wife?
Do you want me to get into this now, or do you want to finish the comic?
Okay, I guess it's gonna be referenced. Okay.
I don't know if it. No, I don't think it's referenced at all.
So whose kid is it? Let's just go.
He is the biological child of Batman and Talia al Ghul.
Who's that?
Are you familiar with Ra's al Ghul?
Yes.
Ra's al Ghul is one of the big villains in Batman's Rogues Gallery. And Talia al Ghul is his daughter. And Batman had a child with her.
Is this like commonly known? And we're like just newbies?
When you say commonly known, you mean like what an average person... Like, they don't talk about this in the films. Like, Damien Wayne was never... I mean, Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul showed up in Batman Begins. That was, I think, the first time it was...
Right.
That was shown in a film, which is the thing that most people are familiar with. But yeah, Damien Wayne yeah, that's... And he just kind of showed up, like, she's like, oh, by the way, you have a son type of situation. That was...
and they're not in a relationship anymore, I guess.
It's complicated.
And she knows he's Bruce.
What?
She knows he's Bruce Wayne, I imagine.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to sleep with someone like a big,
yes, I believe... Yeah, she knows he's Bruce Wayne. I believe this happened after... Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I don't have an exact memory of the story, but I believe she knows that he's Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So now he's living with Batman, it seems. Okay, that's okay. Maybe I can help you guys instead. Nonsense, we have everything covered here. Off you go. Okay, so now, wow, it's one thing to visit, another thing to realize I'll be living here. Okay, I guess we'll figure out why he's moving in, just, I guess, so Batman can mentor him. Okay, so he's a nice house. The family, minus Barbara Gordon, Stephanie Brown, Luke Fox, and Kate Kane. I have no idea who these people are, but I guess they're important characters.
Yep.
Are they, wait, Barbara Gordon is the daughter of the Inspector Gordon, right? The one that was injured in the Killing Joke.
She gets shot.
Right. I don't know who Stephanie Brown, Luke Fox, and Kate Kane are.
Well,
they will be introduced.
Okay.
yes.
So we don't know yet what's happening.
I read the first... I read all of them, so... I know it's episode 4. But
So this comic is going to be talking about these people. Okay, so we have here Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Cassandra Cain, Damien Wayne. So Damien we know. Do they all live here? Father Pennyworth and I are the only permanent residents. The others are in and out. Does this room suit you? Yeah, this is great. Father sometimes hosts parties here to maintain his identity. It's so much small talk, it's terrible. Very relatable line for all of those who hate small talk. This is Pennyworth domain. He'll decide if you have cooking privileges. Father has a lifetime ban. Okay, so Batman's not good at cooking. Okay. I've been meaning to ask, what's with the dinosaur? So there's this giant T-Rex. It eats intruders. Whoa, cool. Okay. I'll be careful about moving on the grounds. Why? Booby traps. He looks very excited saying that. There you are, Damien. Could you help Alfred for a moment? Welcome to the manor, I suppose. How was the tour? Didn't realize the dinosaur in the Batcave could take out intruders.
Can I just say something?
Uh-huh.
That's Batman, right? So he's kind of gentle and smiling.
Why?
What's going on?
He's usually
Batman's
moody.
superpower are loads and loads of money and an even bigger trauma. This man is like a wounded person. He should be like just dying inside and like wanting to fight crime, to find justice, but he can't find inner peace.
He's always like
And here
that.
he's like, oh yeah, go put your stuff away.
So his trauma is from his parents
yeah.
being killed, and now he wants to get all the criminals.
Well, we'll get to it.
I'm sure he's-
we'll get to it. There's a lot of trauma in
He's
these
nice
Already
characters.
here.
In
Okay.
these characters at this stage,
Mhm.
you know, Duke Thomas stage, Batman's been through a lot.
Okay, I
So
like
maybe
trauma.
the small grin and the sleepy eyes is like prescription drugs.
He's got a nice chiseled jaw.
Well, he's Batman.
So I'm thinking about the art, right? So I wonder who they had. I didn't look up to see who they had draw this, but there's so many different styles of art on Webtoons. I don't know if you looked through the rest of the platform, but there's like everything. So this looks like, to me, a little more standard comic-y that this would normally be in.
Yeah,
Like,
does it
I
say
read a
who
lot
the
of
artist
Korean
is at the
stuff.
beginning?
Hmm?
Does it say in the beginning who the artist is? Usually in a comic, they'll say it'll be at the beginning of the comic.
And
like,
here they
who
usually have it at
artist
the
is.
end.
At the end, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's too bright, though. So the colors, it's kind of happy family life. You know, Batman should be dark. No, it should be
I don't know.
dark and depressing.
I think they're trying to we'll get to this. I think they're trying to set a tone, a certain tone with this whole entire. Let's finish the
Yeah,
comic,
okay,
and
fine.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I honestly, I figured just from the title, Wayne Family Adventures, that it was going to be more light-hearted.
for sure. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's Batman. Okay, go on.
I think Damien might be having a little fun. Dinosaur is just a souvenir from an old case. Should have guessed he was messing with me. Can't believe you thought I thought you booby-trapped the backyard. Actually, that one is true. I finished installing the laser grid just a few weeks ago. Laser grid! Don't worry, we only arm it at night. This place is overwhelming. I know, moving into a new home can be tough. It'll be a bit of an adjustment, but we're here for you. Thanks, means a lot. Welcome to the family, Duke. Okay, so we have this view. It's obviously this large estate. Beautiful view. Okay. Oh,
I
and that's the first episode.
I googled Batman's net worth, and it's 80
Here's
million.
That's it.
That's what Google said.
That's
80
it.
million.
I would be happy with 80 million. I'd be happy with 8
No,
million.
but he has like satellites in space and
Oh, really?
stuff. He's worth way more than 80 million.
Uh-uh.
Fair enough.
It
A
compared
billion. Billion. Sorry.
Oh, 80 billion. That makes more sense.
$1 million.
Yeah, 80 billion. That
Billion.
sounds-
Sorry, 80 billion.
That sounds more appropriate.
Sorry.
Okay, so we finished the first episode. Basically, intro. I don't know if I learned much from this first episode, but that's okay, I guess.
Yeah, to you, it's just like a guy like, hey, welcome to
the
my house. First episode. That was great.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say I'm hurt,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I am a sensitive boy. And I would
Cinnamon
expect,
roll.
I would expect
the
like
language we use.
they come in, he comes in and he's like, hey, and then Bruce is there, put your stuff in the corner. And then the other kid is there, I died inside. And he's like, this place is messed up. But whatever, it's a billionaire, it's a nice house. Something like that, you know, a little more dark. What's your
Well, Duke Thomas, when he came to Wayne Manor, he was. I'm not sure if. Okay, so let's step back for a second. Let's go to the panel where they show the whole family here.
Yeah.
That's so what you have here, I believe you have right, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Cassandra Cain, and Damien Wayne. So the three in the middle row there are, well, no, actually there are all of the people here, except for Cassandra Cain, have been Robin at some point.
I thought Robin was an actual person.
Robin is a person,
Okay.
but all of these people took up the mantle of Robin, basically.
Did something happen to Robin? Like, did he die?
Well, Dick Grayson was the first to be
Mhm.
Robin, and he got older, and a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened to him. He ended up, whatever. He had a lot of, falling out with Batman, and he went back and forth. Whatever. He ended up becoming Nightwing a character called Nightwing.
Is that a bad guy now?
No. He's a good guy, although he was a bad guy for a very short period of time. But whatever.
He's going solo. He's going solo.
He went solo because he wants to do his own thing, but he teams up with Batman every now and then. Jason Todd was the second person to become Robin, and he was killed.
Mm.
And then he was killed, which really traumatized Batman. And then he brought him back to, and then he came back to life, and he was very.
I thought there's no magic in these things.
Well, sort of.
Superman is here. He can fly.
I mean, anything. Characters come or die and come back all the time in comic books.
Oh, okay. Fine.
There is magic.
Yeah, Superman can fly.
There's
that.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's
al Ghul has this thing called the Lazarus Pit, which is basically this pit that you go into and it brings people back from the dead. It makes old people young, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of thing. But Jason Todd was killed, and he came back with some form of Lazarus Pit
syndrome.
And I believe Damien Wayne also, but whatever. So he was also Robin. Then Tim Drake was also Robin, and Damien Wayne was Robin as well.
Damien is the kid, right?
Damien is the youngest from those, and those are 4 guys. Cassandra Cain was Batgirl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was the second Batgirl.
Batgirl's like a helper to Batman?
They're all helpers to Batman. The Bat family is basically, before Batman was like, I work alone. Like he was that. And then it was like, okay, I work alone, but I have a whole bunch of people who help me all the time. Mm-hmm. So
I always feel it's like, it's Bruce Wayne is the Batman, and everyone is kind of LARPing about being less important. LARPing to be Batman.
I mean, he has a network of people. I don't want to, I don't want to get far. I mean, there are other characters here. I mean, I think we mentioned Barbara Gordon, right? Stephanie Brown. So those characters also help him in many, many different ways. But yeah, just the fact that these characters are like in this kind of framed, photograph or whatever, these silhouettes that they have hanging in the mansion, right? I'm assuming that they're like the most important characters to this. And yeah, I think I went on. Oh, so we were talking about Duke Thomas. So Duke Thomas, every single one of these characters went through major trauma.
Okay.
Major trauma. I mean, and at this point in the DC timeline, if Duke Thomas is being introduced, he also, when he, many of them were adopted by Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Is he like, how old is he? Because he looks like an adult to me.
I honestly don't know. I believe he was adopted by Bruce Wayne as well. I could be wrong on that, but I think they're all like teenagers, when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they all went through major trauma, dead parents or parents who were villains or some crazy situation like that. So, what you were talking about with like, oh, everything's all happy and smiley and whatever, like it is for someone who's familiar with Batman universe, is a very kind of
incongruous,
weird. Yeah, it's kind of a weird, but it's different. It's a different way of approaching. If you've ever seen like the Teen Titans, so Teen Titans was basically a team of, I believe it was Tim Drake. Tim Drake's Robin broke off and did his own thing. He got a bunch of young superheroes and started his own team. And so they did a version of a show, like an animated show called Teen Titans. And it was very kind of dark and in the spirit of, Batman and all that. But then they did like a really goofy one called like Teen Titans Go, which is very cartoony and very like, SpongeBob sort of vibe. So I think that's kind of where they're going with this, where they're taking the characters and they're bringing them into this, they're readjusting the tone, and it's like, when Batman's not breaking necks and taking names and whatever and all that stuff, he's,
So does this mean you think that, you already read it, if Batman goes into the bat suit, it's a blue one? Like it's the Adam West kind of friendly
You know
one?
what, I read it, but I don't even remember. I just know that, the color of the suit might not necessarily be relevant to how dark it is.
Remember Adam West had a blue.
I mean, when Batman first got really dark, one of the darkest stories was called Nightfall, where a Bane actually crippled Batman. He broke his back. Batman had a blue suit then.
Oh,
so
there you go.
It was just he had these really long bat ears, and
Right.
he was very like he was the Dark Knight back then. That's he went from being the Caped Crusader to being the Dark Knight. Different vibe.
But back to what you were saying about the vibe of this cartoon being different. So I was thinking about it in terms of like a strategic approach, right? Webtoons partnering with DC Comics in general. So Webtoons has all kinds of comics on the platform. It has romances, which I read, and it has action, and it has dark thrillers and psychological horrors, and it has the dark stuff on the platform too. So I was thinking that since Batman currently, right, if you're saying is more action, superhero, dark as it is, maybe this cartoon, in trying to is trying to branch out into a new audience and get a more lighthearted vibe.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen recently. I'm gonna trail off a little bit, but Disney recently, it's not that recent, it's a few years old, but Disney recently did a series of these Mickey Mouse cartoons using the classic characters like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy. They just did a bunch of these like kind of short, classic, they're like 5 minutes long, and they did something with these characters that's never been done before. They made them really violent, which I've never seen Mickey Mouse violent in the sense of like you would never see Mickey Mouse. I mean, maybe they did. They were violent like way back, like in the
slapstick.
the old school.
Stuff.
But they were violent in that kind of Ren and Stimpy.
Oh wow!
Violent type of where he gets smacked over the head and you see like teeth falling out, like very like. And you've never seen that with Mickey Mouse, because Mickey Mouse, was always that. The Mickey Mouse in the Disney the Disney Renaissance, like like that sort of cheery, Mickey Mouse. Like this is like very like, you see like they definitely took another twist with it. And I think that's they're trying to kind of do the opposite with this, where they're trying to take these characters and make them more just reimagine them, because people are so familiar with Batman. Like people read Batman, they like know Batman. Bruce Wayne, dead parents, Joker, the whole nine. So I can't wait to see what they do when they introduce a villain into this, if they can.
Yeah, how they'll do
Did you see that show, Indestructible, I think it's called, on Netflix?
Yes.
So that starts out very lighthearted, and there's a little fight, and it's nice, and then in the end of the episode, everyone gets brutally murdered. It's insane. It's like
Why
the most
did you do
bloody.
that? What about the people who haven't seen it? You just spoiled it for them.
Oh.
Okay, we can put a spoiler warning. Remind me what the name is.
Yeah,
right.
But I was just saying, like maybe it starts off nice, and then it becomes really, really dark, and that smile that Batman has
that would be
disappears.
that would be very surprising if because they call it like Wayne Family Adventures. This reminds me a little bit of like Archie comics, very like
Wholesome.
lighthearted, wholesome, like.
It's like, it sounds like they're gonna like bake peanut butter cookies and it's gonna go wrong, that
like,
kind of family adventure. So next
Uncle
episode?
Joker, hello.
Okay, let's see. Next episode, The Last Cookie. Okay, I literally talked about that.
Okay.
Well, okay, so here we have a bunch of people dressed up in these interesting costumes.
That's the people from the list.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. So that the guy on top, he's the Red Hood.
Okay.
That's Jason Todd.
Wait, wasn't the Red Hood the bad guy that Joker? He went into that like
yes. So what
You
happened
know
was
I just read that those two comics.
when Jason Todd was killed, when he came back, he was angry at Batman for not having, basically, he was under the impression that Batman wasn't going to avenge his death, so it made him really upset, and he took on the mantle of the Red Hood, and he became a villain.
For a little bit. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
but then when he went back to being a good guy, he kept the whole Red Hood thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's Jason Todd in his Red Hood getup.
Uh-huh.
You have Bruce Wayne, right, as
Yeah,
Batman. You have, I believe that's Tim Drake.
I like his hair. I love 90s hair.
Tim
Sorry.
Drake and
That's
his
my meaningful
red,
contribution to this
I believe
analysis.
he's wearing a Red Robin outfit. Yeah, he had a character where he played, well, one of his personas was the Red Robin. I believe that's the Red Robin. I could be mistaken. Then you have Cassandra Cain. And then you have Duke, who's the Signal. His costume is the Signal. I think they mentioned in the first episode that he's the Signal.
I was mixing it up with what's that movie with the superheroes and the big blonde guy and the woman who stretches?
The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
There's a guy who looks like that in there, number 2. Anyway.
So Duke Thomas, he's the Signal, and then you have Damien Wayne as Robin.
Okay. Damien, that's the kid.
Yes.
He's little.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a baby Robin.
Yeah, he seems very young here. Like, I don't know. Like, oh, let's fight crime.
Yeah, I guess in the timeline.
Let's bring my kid.
I know.
He was 9.
We have a 9-year-old son, and Yoel will be like, "You stay home."
That's right.
I'll stay home with you.
I'm a helicopter parent.
Yeah.
Although,
he is.
Yeah.
Okay, we go.
Okay, for the record, I'm only here for Alfred's baking. Okay, so that's Jason Todd.
Oh, here we go. They introduced
Death and resurrection leaves some lasting scars. Okay. Tim Drake.
Okay,
AKA,
wait.
What?
So they mentioned trauma.
Yeah.
Death and resurrection, right?
Yeah,
because he was
that you mentioned,
killed,
yeah.
and that he, yeah.
Is that where his white hair is from?
I don't know. I don't think so, but
It's a stylistic choice. To be extra dashing.
I think I just want it because they all kind of look the same. Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Dick Grayson, they all kind of look the same.
Like Robin.
Yeah.
They all look,
Robin.
they all look the same, so they want to differentiate maybe.
Wait, we missed a piece.
Yeah, I know. Tim Drake, aka Red Robin, genius detective, coffee addict. Okay, so they're trying to do, the humor, right? The personalization, making it, like you said, lighthearted.
Genius detective. That's basically Batman himself, though, right?
Right.
And I still don't understand why we all came back here. Cassandra Cain, aka Orphan, okay, trained since birth as a living weapon. For those of you who read Midnight Poppyland, this is how Torah is described. So I'm sure it's a common theme.
Different cartoon.
Yeah.
Comic.
Well, some of us happen to like Torah a lot, so we have to bring them in.
Too much.
No such thing as too much.
No, okay. Fine.
No such thing as too much love of Torah.
So let's move back to.
So we have a tradition. Oh, look at that! There's like sweets on the table.
They have a tradition.
Wow. So she's talking. That's interesting.
Well, she doesn't talk now?
She was unable to talk for many years. When she was first introduced as Batgirl, she could not speak at all, and she was trained. I guess so. I guess I remember that this happened like in a long time, like in 1999, around when they first introduced this new Batgirl. But now as Orphan, I guess she's already. I guess someone taught her how to speak or whatever it is, but she was like mute and completely silent through the stint of being Batgirl. So
doesn't Batman have a relationship with one of the Batgirls? Like
that's what I thought.
Sort of a
that Batgirl was his girlfriend.
like a romantic relationship?
Yeah, wasn't that like in one of the comics?
Not. No, he did have romantic relationships with
Catwoman.
Catwoman. He had romantic relationships with Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Yes.
Isn't he a little bit old for him?
Yeah, well, she's a few hundred years too old, but yeah, apparently
Wait, that happens a lot in these fantasy novels.
That was a thing. Yeah, Wonder
characters.
Woman, Batman, Wonder Woman, even Lois Lane.
Wait,
What?
Wait,
No.
Yeah.
Wait.
No.
Well, this was pre-Superman.
That's wrong.
Pre-Superman marrying her, I believe.
Yeah, I hope so. We're not doing it.
I think they alluded to it also in certain. I think they may have alluded to, like they dated or something.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I mean, he's supposed to be this millionaire playboy.
I'm saying he's dating up from like this journalist dude. But,
What's wrong with being a journalist? Journalists are
he's a journalist and like an alien with supernatural powers. So I mean, I guess he has something going for himself also.
What about personality?
Well, Clark Kent is a nerd.
What's wrong with nerds? We're
No,
all
he's
nerds.
like, okay, so
Speak for yourself.
okay, we're not talking about Superman, so let's not.
Yeah. Let's go.
defensive nerds. Okay, so they have this awesome food. So if no one gets injured during patrol, Alpha makes pastries. That's the deal. Yep, they have cookies. Have won awards, and they're all eating these stuff. That's
We haven't
our
discussed
today.
Alfred yet. He's British, right? He
Yes.
became British at some point. I don't know if he always
No,
was.
he's
Became
British.
British.
I mean,
British.
over time, I think he started out British in the early comics. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, Alfred is the butler and the manager and everything else. Go on.
So she has a shocked face, and they're all on high alert because they see there is one last cookie. And now they all look resentfully at each other. Dibs, I call dibs. And now the first fight of the comic is over a very, very serious matter.
I was gonna say, like, this is the first conflict. The cookie's just a McGovern.
Yeah, but Batman does not look amused. He looks like he's scornful of his acolytes. And who's the one who got it? Little boy Robin. Damien. Okay, keeping the name straight. And this is why I am the superior Robin. None of you are equal. So I guess it's a fight about which is the best Robin.
It looks like a fight over who gets the cookie.
Right, but I mean in Batman in general, is there like a fan fight over which Robin is the best Robin?
Oh,
no, I don't think
might be.
so. Best Robin?
The least worst.
Could be. I'm certainly not aware of it, but I'm sure there are people out there who are like Team Tim Drake, Team Damien Wayne, whatever. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mr. Superior just got tackled by Tim?
Right now it looks like Jason Todd has the cookie.
Jason. Okay, Jason. I'm trying to keep the name straight. Jason. Okay. And he's like, suckers. And Damien tackles him again. He's like, get off me. And wow, these people are really obsessed with this cookie. Like, there's literally a whole table.
The
full
comic
of other
is
food.
setting like a nice family, like, and they're playful, they're like a real family.
We should
with
do
mundane
this.
issues.
We should like put one cookie on a table full of like sweets and see what happens. It's not.
But
gonna
I'm
be
Dutch. I'm not going to touch it until the owner allows me. There you go.
And they're like, damn it, no. And the cookie lands on top of Batman's cup. They're all frozen still in various poses. And he looks at it, smiles.
Oh, they're all scared. Why are they
That's
scared? They're
brilliant.
like, oh,
Because he's more
he's
powerful.
going to get
than them?
triggered.
Why are they wearing these like suits to like have food? I'm just curious. Don't they wear it only when they're like adventuring?
I think they just came back from adventuring.
Oh,
Maybe it's part of the tradition.
right. You have to be like in full costume.
I mean, the cartoon is just showing us the outfits so we can have better context.
Oh, so maybe they came back from patrol because he said if no one gets injured during patrols. Okay, that's a good motivation to like not die while you're killing bad guys. Cookies
They don't kill bad guys.
keeps me up.
I mean, Batman doesn't kill. I don't know if these other people kill.
Yes, some of them have.
So there's this whole fight. He's dodging, he's blocking, there's swooshing. It's very superhero-y, but guess who gets it? Alfred the butler. And he's like, ahem, none the worse for the wear, I see. Welcome home. Okay, yeah. Well, this is a good way of getting stress out, I guess. Fighting over trivial matters.
Okay, we still haven't any real conflict yet, so.
Right, so that's the thing, right? We talk about stories in general, right? Like a story has to have a problem. Like, and we still have 2 more episodes to go, and again, I don't, know if it's like a slice of life kind of comic, but stories are compelling because there's a problem and we want to solve them. So
maybe
I
the
don't know
mystery is that it's not dark and it's just fun.
Before we move on, I'm completely unaware of the Webtoons like style format. You did say that there are many different
everything.
genres.
Yeah.
But are they all like this short?
No, this is very short.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like okay.
I mean, so it was like this. There's 2 sections. There's originals, which is there's Canvas, which anybody can post anything, and if they're really really good, Webtoons picks them up and puts them onto originals. So the ones on original are all very long because they probably have to be, and they come out every week. They have a consistent schedule. Sometimes they have hiatuses, but they're consistent every week. The ones on Canvas, they could be as short as the authors want them to be, and they can be as sporadic as the authors are able, to make them. But the ones on originals all have a certain quality that they're expected to hold, and they're definitely all very long. Yeah, this is the first originals that I've seen that's so short, and I don't know if it's because Like, are Batman readers used to short episodes? Like, I don't know.
No, this is. So I thought that the shortness of it was because this is the format of Webtoons. The fact that it's not, I mean, is maybe they're.
Maybe they're spreading it out.
Yeah, I'm thinking of this like in the form of like almost like a comic strip,
Right, like a short,
or like one of these really short animated short type things.
Oh, they
like
do have the slice of life comics are like that. They have like Sarah Scribbles, which is like a 4-panel comic.
Yeah, but
those are daily kind of
those
things.
4-panel channels in the final panel. There is like
That's
a
it.
conclusion.
Yeah,
There's no
it's like
conclusion here yet.
Right.
I mean, it's cute. It's like they were fighting over it, and you see in the last panel, like Alfred's like holding the cookie, and he's looking back at them, and Bruce is like, like
I'm a shy guy.
I'm a billionaire, and I'm fighting over a cookie, like whatever. Like
I saw my parents die in a corner.
I guess we have to see how the rest of this is gonna go, but
right, whether it'll have a compelling story or if it'll just be cute
like I
little
would
episodes.
love to see like at some point this just gets like someone just gets decapitated or some crazy thing out. That would be totally like getting everyone's off guard. Like everyone's like, oh, they're playing with cookies, and something really serious just happened, and that's where it becomes but maybe they're trying to get a different audience. Like, is there a demographic of people who read Webtoons, or is it like?
So they have so on the platform itself, it tells you on like which are the most popular stories for boys in their 10s, girls in their 10s, boys in their 20s, girls in their 20s, boys in their males in their 30s, females in their 30s, and it doesn't go higher. So I think that it's all mainly 10s, 20s, 30s. I think that would be the main one.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like Wayne Family Adventures obviously seems like they're going they're trying to go in a certain direction with this. If they did something really, really dark under Wayne Family Adventures, I think
fun though.
that would be like what?
Like one of the main characters
unexpected.
is dead, head cut off, and there's a balloon there, and you're like, oh, we know who did this.
There have been a couple of stories where it starts off very lighthearted, and then boom, it shocks you with some gory scene, and then the rest of it is horror. But it's established pretty early on. Like Webtoons has this thing when something goes on to originals, it starts off with 3 episodes, and then like 4 or 5 Fast Pass episodes, which is Fast Pass you could pay for to see it in advance.
Do people pay for this?
Yeah, it's 50 cents an episode basically. There's sometimes promotional events where they give you free ones, but no, this is free. Everything's free. But then if you want to see Fast Pass, if you want to read it a week or 2 or 3 weeks before we in advance.
I see. You want to get like early access. Right. Okay.
So that's, again, all the originals have Fast Pass, and this way, and I read Fast Pass for some of the stories. It's only the stories that I podcast on. So basically within the first 3 episodes, they kind of want to establish what kind of story it is to see, so you can test it out and see if you like it or not. So usually if they have that twist, it's like the first or second episode are like cute and whatever, and then boom, the 3rd episode hits you with like,
maybe
then it's a horror, and then you decide to keep reading.
We're gonna go to the next panels.
Next episode.
This comes out every week.
It just came out last week, so I think it should, since it's an original, it should come out every week. Another episode. And let's see, does it have, right now it has 4 episodes. Yeah, September 8th and September 15th, and you see you could fast pass to 3 episodes. So I could pay 50 cents for this, 50 cents for that, 50 cents for that. But it's basically, this is going to come out in 4 days, and then a week later.
Right.
Wow, so now we know how Batman pays for that nice house of his.
No, you can figure out, basically Webtoons gets half the money, and the author gets half the money. So if you see it has, right now you see it has like, okay, I'm not going to pay for this one, but let's say, some of them will have 10,000 likes on the Fast Pass episode. So 10,000 people, at least 10,000 people paid for it. So that's $5,000, right? Because it's half, 50 cents basically, and it's half for Webtoons, half the author. So the author gets $2,500 minimum.
And the price does not reflect on how long the episode is.
Mm-hmm. But once it's an original, which means the only ones that have Fast Pass are original, and it's always long. So that's why I'm surprised that it's like 5 coins for like these short episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could see if...
Okay, Gotham needs this. We need to go to the next one.
Okay, episode 3, Eyes and Ears. So sorry I'm late, Babs. Hope you weren't waiting long. Jim Gordon, Gotham City Police Commissioner. He's seen it all. So he looks a little younger here than when I saw him. Because when I saw him, he was like fully gray. And I see Barbara is not disabled here. So I guess this is before the Killing Joke.
No.
Maybe
it's
after.
Universe.
Oh, after?
It says
the
Oracle.
Mandela.
It says Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Oracle, in the next panel, rather. And she became the Oracle after basically she was Batgirl, and then post Killing Joke, she became crippled, and she was basically functioning as like information. Basically, she became like Gotham City's like main underground like kind of source of information for all these superheroes. Like anytime a superhero needs information, they would reach out to her. Yeah, she communicates with all the people in the Batman sort of family and whatnot. So yeah.
Well, I see being disabled has not rendered her spirits low, which is good, at least by now.
I mean, she
it
didn't
was
look
very
as great in
depressing
the
when it
Killing
happened. What?
She didn't look as like happy in the
No,
Killing
it was tragic. It was so traumatizing. It was very well done.
Such a great story. I love that book.
That was very good.
Yeah.
You know they did an animated Killing Joke. That one was fantastic.
I wasn't gonna see it because I'm traumatized enough already by
One
the
of my
comic.
favorite authors, Alan Moore, wrote that.
Yeah.
Same guy who wrote some really, really good comics. Watchmen,
Oh, I love the
V for Vendetta.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Those are all Alan Moore.
That makes sense. Wait, so V for Vendetta, he came up with. Wait, so the Killing Joke, he also came up with the whole story. So
He
it's not
wrote
like-
the story for the
Okay.
Killing Joke. This was back when Alan Moore was comfortable with writing for. He hates the comic book industry now,
Okay.
but early on in his career, he wrote a lot of issues. There's actually a trade paperback, like a book of all the stories that Alan Moore wrote for DC Comics. He wrote Superman stories, Green Lantern stories. He wrote a whole bunch, and they're all fantastic, and they're all in this one little volume. It's really worth reading. If you like The Killing Joke, you'll love all these others. They all have like a really great twist, and they're all really well written.
I thought it was very profound. I mean, I thought it was something like that we all deal with. Like,
Oh,
is life
100%.
meaningful or is it a complete like irrational waste?
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't read The Killing Joke, read The Killing Joke. It's really, really good.
Especially the end,
The ambiguous ending.
which I'm not going to spoil
Please.
because I'm not into spoilers. He's not spoiling the DC universe. Okay.
So, no problem, Dad. I already ordered your usual and got you some coffee. Librarian by night, by day, vigilante by night. So, anything interesting happened at the library yesterday? Not particularly. Come on now, I'm sure you did something at work. Well, I did help a kid with some reading. Batman left very clear instructions, Robin. Did you not see the very clear instructions?
Okay, he doesn't know she is Oracle.
Oh.
I guess. I'm
No,
asking.
it says Oracle.
No, but he
Gordon?
doesn't know what she does secretly, right? Her
Oh,
father.
Gordon? No, he does not.
Why is she hiding it from him?
He never even, as far as I know, he never even knew that she was Batgirl.
Yeah.
Wait. Why shouldn't he know that? Like, isn't he like
He's the
also
law.
helpful?
Yeah, but he's on the legal side of whatever. He's like, I think they don't tell him because, I'm not sure why they don't tell him, but they don't. Like,
Well, it is kind of illegal to be vigilante.
yeah, I mean, still, even though he is, he's known for like supporting the whole
Right.
vigilante thing, the bat signal and whatnot.
Right.
So
That's true. Also, like it's his daughter, so maybe she doesn't want to tell him.
right.
Then again, Bruce Wayne let his little 9-year-old son go into that sports. So here we go.
Yeah. Well, you're on Gordon's side. You wouldn't want your kid to be.
Yeah, Gordon is my
doing
favorite
dangerous-
character. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into like the law? Well, you converted to Judaism. You definitely are into laws.
Moving on.
So, I saw the note, and and what did it say? Damon, you are still too young to drive the Batmobile. You see, even Batman thinks he's too young to do some things.
Old enough to go to war with the criminals, not old enough to drive. Go on.
It's ambiguous. I'm not overriding the controls for you. Please, no. Okay, got it. That sounds very warning. What happens next? And they're being served some food. I guess it helps some people find their way around. And what is she referring to? The thieves are about to crack the safe. You guys are supposed to be there by now.
She kind of takes over Pennyworth's job. No, isn't that his job? Sort of just tech support like that.
Yeah, but I think she's more like on the information and more on the. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she is. She's doing exactly that.
Well, I guess Pennyworth also needs a Robin. Moving on.
Pennyworth is also introduced earlier, right?
It's
Pennyworth
Bob
is
Marley.
Alfred.
It's a bit-
That's just his last name.
Whoops. I'm sure terrible at this keeping track thing. We're here, but the bank's totally secure. And then we have one of the black-haired guys. I forgot. Sorry,
Yeah.
a signal? Is that the one?
So that is
Not Jason, because Jason had that white thing in his hair.
no. So that's
I
Tim
remember.
Drake.
Tim. Okay.
Okay, right.
Okay. You sure your intel's good? And this is Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler. Kicks butt, takes names, loves purple. Okay, I like purple too. We could be friends.
Who is she?
Stephanie Brown
You know what it
is.
is.
Stephanie Brown is. She was also Robin for a very, very short amount of time.
Is
A very small amount of time.
Was the Penguin Robin too? For a
She
while?
was actually a person who was basically a huge fan, I guess, of superheroes. She followed Batman a lot. Her father,
on Instagram.
what became a supervillain, who was a very, very lousy knockoff of the Riddler. He called himself the Clue Master.
Who's the Riddler?
The Riddler is one of Batman's, one of the more popular Batman villains.
Uh-huh.
He always leaves.
A riddle.
He always leaves riddles. Yeah,
Wow.
he tries to.
I'm so smart.
And
So
yeah,
clever.
but he's if he's clever enough to keep Batman on his toes, he's obviously like a legit. This guy, Clue Master, was like really lousy. Just look at him. He was like trying to do the Riddler thing, but he sucked at it.
Wait, like
And
he was meant to suck at it, or he was just written?
He
to suck
wanted to be like a supervillain, but he couldn't. He was just really bad at it, and his daughter had a hand in taking him out. Basically,
He died.
no. Basically, like I don't know if he died. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he ended up dying. No, he did die. He died. Interestingly, he died like he got involved with a group of supervillains, I believe, and then he died on like his first mission.
Oh.
It was like really. It's just kind of a pathetic
It's
character.
a sad
It's a
character.
very sad, pathetic kind of character.
What?
But Stephanie Brown, got involved very much with Tim Drake.
Like romantically?
Romantically,
Oh,
and
I like romance. We can work with
yeah,
that.
they had a very. If you want to read into that relationship, there was a lot of stuff happening there. And when she became Spoiler, and then
Why is she called Spoiler? Did she spoil things?
because I think that was because she was trying to kind of spoil her dad's
Oh.
plans, and then I think that's where the name came from.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she has a long history with Tim Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So she's looking things up, being very sarcastic. Ryan, she's like, my intel is perfect. You are at the wrong bank. They are indeed, and we have a map, but they're like 2 blocks away from the correct bank. Oops. Okay, that's cute. That's funny. I like that. Not a word to Batwoman, and they're flying over
No,
the city
Batman.
buildings.
Not a
Oops.
word to Batman,
Batman,
and this
Batman.
is duh.
Yeah, Batwoman is someone else.
Right, sorry. Okay, so that's cute. Even superheroes make mistakes. That was funny. And she's like, so Gordon's like, I hope you got some time to relax too. I did get to work out a little, and as expected, the working out is beating up somebody with a baton. So
While in a wheelchair.
oh, good for her.
Oh yeah, they do show it.
Yeah, it should have wheelchair.
So she's like, how's work been for you? Nothing too unusual. A couple of vigilantes stopped a bank robbery in the nick of time. I wonder who that was. Yeah, no thanks to them. What was that? Nothing. Oh, okay.
Okay, well, we got a little violence.
Yeah, but it's very cutesy. She's like nothing.
Mhm.
She's very like they're
I-
having
I
coffee.
We should write them that this should go a little darker.
No, they're trying to do something here. They're trying to, create this lighthearted, Batman series. I get it. It's not my style, but I understand it. I think it's cool to do different things, unexpected things with characters.
Yeah, but this is very unexpected. I was very excited, but I'm a little...
You were like waiting for like some massively evil plot to be hatched.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, think of it this way. If you know how dark the story, the characters are, and whatever it is, seeing them in a totally different light, like just chilling out every day, having coffee. It's like you never see that in the comics.
True.
You only see them like standing in the rain, you know, brooding about some horrible dark past. You know, you never see them like at Starbucks or wherever they are, like, you know, having breakfast or whatever. They're at a diner having breakfast. You know,
right? I don't know. Maybe it could. Everything could be lighthearted. At some point, Bruce is like just staring up in space. It's like, what's going on? And one of the kids says, "Oh, he's probably having flashbacks of his parents being executed in an alley."
That's not lighthearted.
No.
by Batman standards.
Right.
Batman standards. Wow, this is some serious stuff. I'm so glad I don't engage in Batman.
Well, now you do. Oh, there's another one?
Yeah, because we were a week later. So
This is a little darker already.
Okay, let's see. My security has been breached. All the bat tech's stolen. Okay, right. So he's in front of the computer.
Well, clearly not all the bat tech is stolen since he's sitting in front of a giant computer, spying on American citizens. Go on.
Okay. I lost 3 safe houses in 4 months. No alarms triggered. All my equipment stolen. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is the beginning of an actual storyline, as opposed to like the short, unrelated stuff that we had before. Let's see. This could spell catastrophe. Good thing I have a plan. Alert. I installed new alarms at my remaining safe houses last night. Someone just set them off. Time to end this.
Okay, he puts the bat suit on. He's in the Batmobile.
We have some red tones, obviously. Danger. Okay, we're getting a story.
All his gear is stolen except for his bat suit, his Batmobile.
I have a feeling we're being faked out right now. I have a feeling it's going to end in comedy and it's going to be like a cat or something. Because who's bold enough to steal from Batman in broad daylight? Riddler. Bane. And he he steps into the shadow, the door frame. There's the shadows and the lights. He turns on the light. I'm too late. Wait, where's the cat? I'm looking for the kitty.
What's the cat?
I told you I'm expecting a fake out. Right? I'm not sure if it'll be like the beginning of an actual story or if it'll just be another cutesy episode.
Yeah, it could be Catwoman.
They didn't quite finish the job. They must have known I was coming. But how? Perhaps they left some trace behind in a hurry. And then flush. The thief is still here. Everything's red. I'm not quite sure how we figured out the thief is still here from flush.
From flushing. Someone's flushing.
Well, it's like a toilet. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
The thief saw Batman come and he's like, oh.
So it's for sure not a dangerous guy because no dangerous person is that stupid.
Might be super dangerous.
Hey, look, it's Jason, right?
They did that.
What?
They did that Spider-Man. You know that Spider-Man meme? They did the same pose.
Gosh.
Oh, good.
That is so funny. That's
hilarious.
Yeah, so what's the origin of that meme? It's just like two Spider-Mans pointing at each other. You're like, oh, I'm Batman, you're Batman.
I'm not sure what it's from. It might be from a comic or from something, but it became a meme, and it's all over, Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man.
That's cute. Okay, he's like, it was like this when I found it. You really should take better care of your things. And then they're looking at the boxes. He snatches something, a grenade.
A grenade?
He's like, okay, bye. Why does he want to snatch the grenade? Because he wants to Because
he wants to take at least one little thing with him, I guess.
A toy?
Why did he become
chippy?
That's the word, right? Chippy?
It's cutesy. I'm an expert at this, y'all.
Why did that... he's 2 panels before. He's this tall, dark, handsome. Then he's he turned into this little...
Right,
because it's a cute. They're trying to make the whole scene cute.
I'm just grabbing this grenade.
Okay, so I learned this. I don't know if it's... I guess Batman they don't do this in Batman comics?
No.
Oh, because they're not cute. Okay, so in Webtoons, and I'm assuming in North Korean comics... not North Korean, sorry. South Korean.
North Korean comics.
No, I just noticed his limbs got really short.
Yeah.
And his head got slightly larger. He turned into this little...
So it's called chibi, and it happens all the time. Basically, whenever they want to do cutesy scenes, they make the characters all... they make them cartoony, and then they're cute and funny. So that's what's happening in a slightly less exaggerated version, but that's what's happening. I'm so excited.
He gets really cute.
I know something.
Once he steals a grenade, a flash grenade, or whatever he took.
Okay. Wait. Aside from chibi, I learned some other words. I learned kawaii in Japanese means cute, it's cutesy. I learned a bunch of other words. Uwu is also cute. I think there's a lot of cute words. But yes, I'm grown very cultured due to my webtoon reading. So I learned about all the Korean tropes with the CEO boss and falling in love with the office worker and how they're
I have no
obsessed with their CEOs.
None.
Anyway,
that's a Korean
there's so
thing.
many a lot of the comics are translated from Korean comics, and they're like very into like workplace romances, and they fall in love with the CEO.
You Americans should be talking like every comedy from the 90s and the early 2000s is like a group of friends living in a very expensive Manhattan apartment, just living their lives. Like it's like who doesn't, in Europe we don't have those kind of things. So move on.
What, daily life is not interesting?
We don't have like friends hanging out in a very expensive apartment. Let's go.
They're all shit and rent, y'all. It's not so expensive if they have poor people.
I want to see this.
So he sighs. He's like, ugh. It's not like I don't send him the latest gadgets every month, and he's picking up all his stuff. He can hold a lot in one hand. Yeah, just for a practical perspective, like that would fall out. Anyway, like unbelievable. Closes the light.
Why does he call it gadgets? Why doesn't he call it gear?
Wait.
Oh.
So maybe this is a setup. The episode ends here. Maybe this is a setup for like an actual story. I don't know.
Yes, I know Jason Todd. Just a little background. I believe Jason Todd, the character, he's like one of his things is that he's a really good thief. He's good at stealing things. I think he's the only guy who's ever stole the wheels off the Batmobile. I believe that's Jason Todd. So yeah, if that's true, it's not surprising that he's stealing from Batman.
It is surprising that he let his presence be known by Flushing.
Yeah, well,
It's not that good.
Well, he wasn't trying to hide himself. I
yeah.
guess. Although he probably should have given him some warning that he's there, because like he might have gotten shot or something, you know.
Okay, well, this is the last.
Yeah, I mean the other ones are back episodes.
What's your final take, Dave?
They're obviously trying to do something cute and fun with Batman. I'll keep reading these. They're fun. They're nice. I'm not like. There's no cliffhangers. There's no like, for most people who are into Batman, who are used to getting what they get from Batman, which is like juicy, dark, intense stuff. This is obviously more light. But it's cool if you're familiar with the universe and you want like a nice little, a fun little thing that you get in your inbox or whatever, like every day. It's nice. I like it. I think they're fun.
Okay. What about you, Will?
I already said my thing. I would like to see him stand on a building like he always does, staring into space. Gotham needs me, and then like just capers flapping in the wind. But no, that's not going to happen here.
I'm curious if there are other ones like they do stuff with like other characters like Hellboy or
Maybe
like
Joker's family.
Are these DC stuff?
Hellboy is Dark Horse, but there are a lot of characters. I think like a character like Hellboy would be great for this because like Hellboy has a side of him that's also very dark. He's fighting demons and all this stuff, but he's also like he likes pancakes and baseball cards and whatever. He's like this. So there's a lighter side to that character, which if you want to explore a lighter side to a character, these little short things are a great way to do that. I'm sure, like DC, I'm hoping that if this picks up, they can do this with like all the Justice League characters. Like this is it's cool to see this kind of thing, just seeing superheroes out of their element. Just doing the day to day,
Out of their unnatural environment.
And they might have specifically actually wanted to do it differently because maybe, whatever deals DC Comics currently has with, I don't know, book publishers or whatever they do, comic book stores, maybe they didn't feel like it was proper to do their usual stuff on the Webtoons platform. Because they would be taking away.
I said out of their element. I meant more like out of, like, kind of the way we normally see them. I think. Obviously they're trying something here. I don't know if this is about making money or maybe this is about exploring. There's a lot of they're trying to this is a comic style format and there's a lot of people that read Webtoons. And saying, let's see if we can insert DC characters into this, and I think it's great. I think it's a nice. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll ever do the more traditional style on the platform.
Yeah, it would just have to be if they're doing a story, if they're doing it in these short bursts like this, the payoff would have to be.
No, they don't. I wouldn't imagine they would do it like that because all the other stories are very long, and a lot of them, that they include music as well.
Really, it's like you listen to music while you read it.
Yeah, there's
Interesting.
Not every episode will have it, but the authors can choose to do it, and some of the authors compose like music as well. So they're
Does it
usually
synchronize with the
yeah,
picture?
it starts at certain times, like and sometimes
That's cool.
there's sound effects. So yeah, it is pretty cool. And there's like people who compose specifically for Webtoons, and some of the authors compose their own music. So it's really interesting to like be able to incorporate all kinds of creativity in the Webtoon.
I can imagine that kind of stuff would work really well for like horror comics and things like that.
I read action, like Purple Hyacinth is one of the ones I do a podcast on, and it's action thriller, and there's also like action themes like for the exciting times, and there's sometimes some sound effects like rain or whatever. Not really, it was never rain, but like explosions, and there's also nice music. Like she's composed some like theme song kind of, and it's like really beautiful stuff.
Is it always this vertical?
It's always vertical.
Thing? This is a weird
they
way for me to read comics. Like,
So
I have to say,
there's this giant advantage to that, which wasn't used here, but in so many, like Purple Hyacinth, this is one of them that I do a webtoon on. So here, there's music, right? See how it takes advantage of the vertical format?
This is way more
You
dramatic.
can see stuff falling. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. They just introduced like one that's like this way. It was the only one I've seen on the platform.
It's very unique. Like, you know, it's obviously like thinking a lot about the whole, you know, user experience, like how to take advantage of that. And you notice that like sometimes they'll have like the frame, they'll have the artwork like fill the frame. Sometimes it'll be like flush left. Sometimes it'll be flush right. Yeah. Sometimes it'll be in its own little box, like, and they use that as a way of kind of setting a tone.
Right, it's tailored for the platform.
Yeah,
and every author does it differently. Like, sometimes, a lot of times, like, I'm trying to find one here. You'll have this, like, if the author wants to have this beautiful scene, like, this is another one I do a podcast on. So.
Well, they can't see it.
No, it's fine.
But her fans
I'm
know.
showing you.
Her
like,
fans know.
If she wants to show the beautiful stars, where is it? Okay. Then it's like, it just fills the whole scene, and it's really nice. So, I mean, I know. The latest Lore Olympus one was
We'll
beautiful.
take it on faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trust you. But yeah, this is a nice, this is a cool thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks so much for joining and coming on. And I'd be curious if you read other stuff on Webtoons, like if you explore it, like what you actually like.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. I do like web comics, and I do the stuff I read is more like short form stuff, like comic strip type things. But this is kind of in between like a comic strip and like a full on like long form story. I'm very curious to see. I'm definitely gonna check out Webtoon and see like what other stuff they have, if there's any genres or stuff that would be my speed. And yeah, I'll get back to you and I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever end up reading the stuff I read because I read the romances.
But, I mean, I go to a comic shop. You know, I go to like Midtown Comics in Manhattan. You know, there's superhero stuff, there's fantasy stuff, there's sci-fi, there's everything.
Yeah,
you know,
same here.
but it's all under one roof. So you know,
Right.
there's no reason why. I think it's great. One thing that bothers me a lot about people's perception of comics is that it's like for little kids or whatever, or like it's for people who don't like reading. Like, it's not like if only intelligent people. Only intelligent people read books without pictures, and if you need pictures, it's like you're a child or something.
That was me before.
I was gonna say the snorting, but used to be like if it's not what is it?
I
British
was a big
literature
snob.
from the 19th century. I'm not gonna read it.
I was a big snob, and then I kept passing the ad for Midnight Popping Land on Facebook, and I was like, I don't read comics, it's for babies. And then I actually read the text, and I was like, sounds romantic. Clicked on it, and I was so hooked. I like dropped everything I did for the next 2 days and just caught up on the comic, and I've been obsessed ever since.
I came home, the kids were starving. She's just sitting here. Torah.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, and here I am a year later. I have a whole podcast, and I just spend like all my time every night. I read Webtoons. Like,
it's a great format.
Yeah, and it can be as deep and profound and anything. You can put anything on there. Like, it's all up to the author.
I tell people all the time, if you're capable of enjoying a film,
right,
you can enjoy a comic book or a graphic novel, as they like to say, the politically correct way of saying it.
Right.
Because the truth is, whenever they make films, they're first storyboarded, and a storyboard is a comic. That's what it is. So,
yep. And one of the things I've learned, like I was used to reading, things through words, but I realized that art communicates in a different way, and you just have to be able to read it. Like we analyze on the podcast, we break down what we're seeing, and like you can analyze so much out of an expression because if you know the character, if you know the history, if you know the background, if you know the personality, if you know the relationship, like the art communicates in a different way.
Sure.
So it's really interesting.
100%. Very cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
And thanks for
We will
watching.
see you another time.
Peut-être. Bye.